How's it going, guys? Listen, have you ever played a phenomenal, iconic, practically universally loved video game? But it's kind of low res and pixely, so you have to use your imagination for the most part to picture how the things would look like if they were portrayed a little bit more realistically. And then years and years and years go by since you played the game, and then the video game company that made the game comes out with a video that looks almost identical to how you pictured it in your mind all those years ago, and you get super excited, and then the video game company is like, psych, it's just a PS3 tech demo. What? And then you wait. Again, you wait and wait for years and years until the game studio releases another teaser trailer for what looks like a remaster of the game, and you get excited, but you've been burned before, so you don't get too excited. And then you see the title card, and the title card flashes, and you see the word remake, which makes you go, ooh. And then the studio talks about how it is in fact a game, and it won't be a remaster, but it will be a full-on remake from the ground up, which makes you go, okay. And then you wait and wait some more until you see some gameplay, and it's more action-packed, but it still has the menus with the spells and materia, and you feel optimistic. And then the studio talks about how the remake will be episodic, which makes you go, oh. And then you find out that the first installment of the remake will cover roughly the first 5% of the overall story of the original game, which makes you go, eesh. And then the guy helming and directing the remake comes out with another long-awaited third entry in another beloved series that has ridiculously convoluted plot and atrocious dialogue, and it comes out to less than stellar reviews, put it lightly. Kingdom Hearts 3! Which makes you go, fuck, man, fuck. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please. But you also hear that the first installment will play like your standard 50 to 60 hour role-playing game, which leaves you cautiously intrigued. And then another bomb-ass trailer comes out, and this time with a release date for the goddamn thing, like a set goddamn release date, and pre-orders go live, and then you're like, oh fuck, I need it, and then you wait and wait and wait for that motherfucking release date to come out, and then it gets delayed, but only by a month. But then a massive global pandemic happens, which closes everything, and all jokes aside is awful, unprecedented, and nothing short of life-changing. And my heart goes out to everyone who has been affected by this pandemic. But amidst all the confusion, all the fear, all the unknowing, one of the thoughts you have is, damn, man, will I ever get to play this thing? And then a demo drops, which is freaking amazing, but makes the wait for the game that much longer. And then the game comes out, and you play it, and it's literally exactly like how you imagined it all those many years ago, and it gives you countless moments that bring a childlike smile to your face, as well as that amazing, rare feeling where you don't want to finish the game because you're having so much goddamn fun playing it. And you know that as soon as you finish it, you're going to have to wait years for the next installment. And it'll most likely be on next-gen hardware, which, you know, it means I need to get a new TV and a new hardware. And it's just money, 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 money. Yeah. No? It's just me? Okay. Well, that's how I feel about the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Minor spoilers to follow for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Nothing major though, and it is also based on a game that came out 23 years ago, so am I really spoiling anything?
So, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out back in April, and I finally got a chance to play it after finishing Persona 5 Royal, and I loved it. It's freaking amazing. If you haven't played it, you should play it. Starting off with the music, of course. Yeah, the music is just these wonderful remixes of songs from the original Final Fantasy VII game that have been beautifully orchestrally reimagined. You have standouts like Genova's theme, Sephiroth's theme, One Winged Angel, Aerith's theme, that theme that goes like that plays when you're traveling through the slums with Aerith after meeting her in the church. And I can't believe I'm fucking saying that. That's really embarrassing. All those standout songs are there, and they're all fucking-tacular. So, I actually downloaded the full soundtrack from the game off of iTunes, which, for anyone who knows me, surprises no one. But yeah, it's freaking amazing, and you should definitely get it if you're into that kind of thing. Combat in this game is fast, seamless, frenetic, while also not requiring too much of a learning curve to pick up. I would be in a fight as Cloud, just boom, hacking, slashing, and boom, up in the air and attacking, and then I switch over to Tifa, and she's just bam, 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 bam. And then Tifa's health gets low, and with the press of a button, boom, all of a sudden I'm Aerith, and I'm lobbing spells, and don't worry, floom, charge up a cure spell, and in the nick of time, I see Tifa's health go back up before she gets freaking knocked out, and then switch effortlessly back to Cloud and Tifa, and I just keep going, and the energy of the fight stays like that for all of the fights in the game. They're all that intense and reworked. Gone are the days of waiting for a bar to fill to take a turn. Also gone are the days of easy breezy walk through the park boss fights. Boss fights that were effortless in the original Final Fantasy VII, like the Scorpion Mech boss fight or the Airbuster boss fight that would have taken 1 to 2 minutes to defeat, are now far more involved and harder in the remake and take closer to the 7 to 20 minute range to defeat, if you're lucky and your team doesn't get wiped out. Some of the boss fights in the remake were against like easy, run-of-the-mill, like don't think twice about them enemy encounters from the original Final Fantasy VII, including a boss fight against a house. Yes, a killer house that very nearly just wiped the floor with my team at multiple points. There were a few times where the health points of my team members were in the single digits, and I was freaking out fighting this boss. And it's a house that was a normal enemy encounter in the first game. Even the characters in this game have been lovingly reimagined. While they do play up to their stereotypes, with Cloud being the knight, Barrett is the archer, Tifa is the monk, and Aerith is, of course, the mage slash healer. There's so much more than that in this game. Cloud is portrayed as a damaged, broody mercenary for hire who, over the course of the game, grows to love and appreciate his team members. And, you know, let loose a little bit. Barrett is initially very closed off and doesn't like Cloud at all, but over the course of the game you find out that he actually is a really caring person and really loves the people who are close to him, and he wants to save the planet. And then Tifa, I love Tifa. Tifa is the ass-kicking bartender she's just trying to hold everything together. She's trying to keep the team from splitting. And then we have Aerith, who's amazing in this remake. She's the strong-willed, sweetheart outsider who joins the team and just latches onto Cloud. Red 13 also does show up in the game, but he comes in very, very close to the end of the game, and so as a result, he's not playable. So he's sort of more like a more involved NPC. In the original Final Fantasy VII, there was this love triangle. This is a terrible triangle between Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith, and I always found myself leaning more towards Tifa because she kicks ass, and I also knew what was destined to happen to Aerith. Whereas in the remake, the love triangle has become more of a love square, and this is a fucking rectangle. I need to stop making shapes with my hands. Anyway, love square, because they have fleshed out Jessie's character a little bit more. I never really went for her. And yeah, this time around, just because of her portrayal and her acting, I found myself leaning more towards Aerith than Tifa, although I still love me my Tifa in this game. She is phenomenal. Finally, I was really impressed that the dialogue and the story stuck to the source material of the original Final Fantasy VII as much as it did, given it was Tetsuya Nomura of Kingdom Hearts fame who was directing the thing. Were there some embellishments to the game, like the introduction of the Wraith-like Dementors?
Fuck. Sorry. Wrong franchise. I apologize. Shit.
Wraith-like Whispers. Yes, absolutely. That was an embellishment. Were there instances of typical Nomura-style, vague, aloof, mysterious dialogue? Absolutely. But for the most part, Nomura's typical, what the fuck are you talking about dialogue really felt reined in on this one. And so I hope that this trend continues with future installments. But as far as this particular one goes, I was really pleased. Well, that's it, guys. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Damn, what a game. If there was literally anything that I could say that was on a point against the remake, it would just be, I wish there was more of it. I wish it was the entire game. I understand why it's not the entire game. I understand the reasoning behind it. I wish there was more for me to play, and I wish there was more for me to play right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you liked what you've seen today, please feel free to drop a like or subscribe or leave a comment. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to destroying waves after waves of robots in Marvel's Avengers. So many robots. So many. As far as what's to come, keep your eyes peeled in the next few weeks for another video I'm working on for Ghost of Tsushima, which is another great game that may or may not have distracted me from not only completing Final Fantasy VII Remake, but also making this video. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet, you should. I would hold it up there with the greats of the PS4 generation, like Spider-Man, Uncharted 4, The Last of Us remaster. Like, you should definitely play it if you haven't. But I'll talk more about that in my next video. As far as today goes, guys, here in Toronto, it's beautiful, it's sunny. I hope you're getting out and enjoying it, but also staying safe. Talk to you soon. Ciao for now.